My name is Awel Uwihanganye, and I'm here as the co-founder of the Leo Africa Institute, and so that's what I do most of the time. But so I'm very passionate about the work we do here, which is building communities for a certain type of Africans who think a certain way, who do things in a certain way, and who are like Ian. Ian, I also lived away for a while. I had got the opportunity to go to school away in Canada, and I think this yearning, this calling, the commitment to our communities and our societies, I think when yesterday somebody mentioned that, or was it the other day, that Africa is born in us and not us born in it. And I think it's something which I think is true for me, because I think when I left to go and live abroad, I think it was in circumstances where I think everybody would have just said, I remember some of those who wished me well would tell me, please don't come back. Don't come back to Uganda. And they did this out of love, because they knew the difficulties and the circumstances where I was coming from and how bad things were. And so if you get this opportunity to leave, please don't come back, because I had gotten an opportunity to leave and go to UK and get these opportunities. And there was something which was in me, which was somehow brought me back. Then I go the other to go to Germany, and something brought me back, and I remember when I came back the second time, one of the people who I really love, she said to me, she was so frustrated by it. And because she took it upon herself for the last time, to pay for my ticket and take me to the airport, make sure someone was there. So she knew I was not coming back. Anyway, so I came back to her disappointment. But I think there was just something, when I lived in these countries, I didn't see Africans who looked like those who I would be and be able to come back. When I look back, that's really what it was. I never saw in those spaces. So when I went to Canada, then I could see the Africans. I lived with them and eventually went to school with them. And that's when I felt, but then before I could even finish school, the yearning for coming back was the commitment. And it wasn't just like wanting to come back home, that notion of home. It was about work, because I'd already started doing work that made it possible for me to come back and do the sort of work I'm doing now. So I think that element of where African is born in you and not you in it, I think it's so true for me. So the work I do really is about our societies and about people, and about especially young people in Africa, because I was young at some point, and in particular, those who are trying to create solutions there's so many other people we have in our communities, young people in our communities, because like I said, at one point, I was just one of those young people who had amazing energy and all these ideas and passion for opportunity, but there were not that many opportunities. So when you break through, that's the commitment you make, right? That you must do more to create space for others and to be engaged. So my work is around that. So communities of people, empowering people, whether it's through the Leo Africa Institute or any other organizations. I serve as an advisory chair for Capital Survey, even when I don't have background in finance. But one of the young entrepreneurs thought I could, and so I have this privilege of being in your spaces and given opportunities to contribute. But besides that, I think in terms of work, I'm privileged to serve as the Chief Advancement Officer for Makerere University, which is a very important institution in our region, in our country, because it trains so many people. So the opportunity to really have impact on scale on the type of Africans coming out through Makerere. There's so many Africans at Makerere, so it gives opportunity to really make a contribution through there, the type of education and what they do after that. So I think to summarize my work, is to say that it's about people, it's about community, it's about society, but in the end, it's about Africa and us as Africans.